Hey guys, I'm Daniel. Welcome to your first guitar lesson. This here is Ariel. Her lovely ocean color reminds me of the Little Mermaid, which is why she has a name. We are going to talk about the parts of the guitar from the left, middle, to the right. We'll learn our string names, and then I'll teach you how to play your first power chord. Let's get started. On the left side of the guitar, you have your little tuning pegs. They change the sound of your strings. There are approximately 6 of them because we have 6 strings. These little steel bars you see on the neck of your guitar are called frets. If I were to put one of my fingers in between the space of the fret and then this space right here, this is the first fret. If I move up to the next one, the space right here between this third little bar and this first bar would be second fret. So first fret, second fret, third fret, fourth fret, fifth fret. These dots you see here are just kind of giving you a couple landmarks. This is fret number 3, fret 5, 7, 9, and then 12th fret is like extra special. It gets double dots. Now we're going to go into the names of each string. We've got E is number 6, A is number 5, D is number 4, G is number 3, B is number 2, and another E is number 1. Notice how there's 2 E strings. One there, and one there. It's kind of fun. And every single time you put a finger in between one of these frets, you'll notice that our E, A, D, G, B, E sound, or the tone, actually changes. For instance, if I take one of my first or second fingers and I put them on, say, the top 6th E string on the first fret, you're going to notice a different sound. Now, that's not an E anymore. That's actually an F. Cool. So those are our string names, E, A, D, G, B, E. A fun phrase that I like to use to memorize these names would be eat a darn good breakfast every day. All right? Nice healthy breakfast. Eat a darn good breakfast every day. Moving on to the right side of our guitar, we have our pickups in the middle. And connected also is called our pickup selector. You'll notice that if you have an electric guitar that looks kind of like mine and you have a switch here, it actually changes the sound. Watch this. If I change this knob, you can probably hear a little bit of that. I'll show you another example. Here's 1, 2, a little bit brighter. This is kind of fun to play with. My personal favorite is actually the very first one, because this one sounds kind of tinny to me, right? I like this one. It's kind of like a warm hug. So we got our pickup selector. You'll notice my 3 knobs here have names. We have volume, tone, and tone. So really, you don't have to play a lot with these. It's just to get a nice sound out of your guitar, a good volume. So I've got mine set at the max number. You can try that, see which one you like the best. And now that we've learned a couple pieces of our guitar, we've learned our string names, I want to show you the rock star's first shape. A lot of guitar teachers will teach you chord voicings, like those kinds of things, which we'll do in our second lesson. But for an electric guitar classic rock lesson, I want to show you guys the power chord. Yeah, sounds awesome. The power chord is the same shape no matter where you put it. Let me show you. It's awesome. Can you feel the power? It's awesome. You can also do it on the top string. Power chords are cool. And power chords are built using your first finger, not your thumb, but your first finger, your ring finger, and your pinky. Looks kind of like a little Spider-Man going on. Let's pick a spot. I'm going to pick the 7th fret of the 5th string. So we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the string number. And then we're going to go frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 also has a dot, so that's kind of how you can find that. I'm going to put my first finger, you guys, on the 5th string right there. This note is the same as this one and this one. It's an E. I like this E power chord because you get all the, you get to use all 6 strings. Sounds awesome. So we have our pointer finger here. The next thing we're going to do, you guys, is take our ring finger, like we talked about. You're going to come down 1 string to the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th string. And your pinky is going to be its best friend right underneath it, just like that, all right? So if I didn't do any other strings, this is the sound you hear. That's called the 1st note, 5th note, 8th note. octave. And if I go ahead and release some of the muting I'm doing on some of these strings and I do all 6, it sounds like this. All right, welcome to your power chord. Now, because I get to use the open E string, I don't have to mute that string because I can actually use it right here. If I move it, say, down a couple like this, that sounds kind of weird because this note now does not match where I just dropped my finger down to. Notice how I was on the 7th fret? If I move down to the 6th fret, I can't use that bass note anymore. So I actually have to mute it by resting my middle finger just kind of gently, like this nice little, almost like a little archway or a little bridge there. I rest it on top so that it mutes the other strings. So your power chord should sound like that. So here's a song you can do using 3 power chord shapes. No, 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 hey Jude. What did we just do? We just took our power chord shape, we froze our hand, and we just glided it down the guitar 2 frets. I went from 7th fret with my pointer finger. Right? Then I muted the top string with my middle finger, slide down to the 5th fret. And if I take this entire shape, you guys, and I just move it up to the next set of strings from the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string to the 6th, 5th, and 4th, like this, you get another cool power chord on the top string. Sounds like this. Sing it out! Hey Jude! You know you want to sing. We don't have time for that though. So we've learned our string names. Eat a darn good breakfast every day. Your tuning pegs, your frets. You got your pickup selector or your switch here. Volume knobs and tone knobs. And you got yourself your first power chord. I encourage you guys to put your power chord all over the fretboard, top string, 5th string. Have some fun with it. You can go all over the place. Right? Have some fun with it. It's fun to play with. So the next lesson, we'll talk about a couple more chords.